Hello, I am Simulated Dirk and welcome back to the Train Sim World. We are going to continue our time on the northeastern corridor between Providence and Boston. This is the third episode of the Train Sim World Rush Hour. I haven't really seen anything resembling Rush Hour yet in almost 4 hours of recording. The first episode that we did a couple of episodes ago was learning all about the trains, which I understand, and which I do, despite being an experienced Train Sim World user. So I thought, we'll go through and we'll learn all the different trains. That was pretty much expected. You know, some people do that off camera. I decided to do that on camera. Now, on the last episode, we had a really strange scenario to me where there was a locomotive and then on different tracks there was different passenger carriages that we had to couple up to. And that took some time. Instead of having a train which was all ready to go from the yard, we had to put our train together in a few different moves. Then we had issues with trying to figure out how the points worked, and I thought I'll try and be realistic and I'll try and get the points to work by actually walking up to them and changing them, because they were manual points because they were in a yard. And then I came across the invisible wall on several occasions, so I couldn't actually go and change the points from where I was. We eventually figured it out, and we got the train all joined up, the train all complete, and so I'm thinking, oh, this is really good. We can go forward now, and we can drive to the station. And then we can start our service and head off. No, I wasn't expecting to have to drive the train at low speed for nearly 2 kilometers in reverse so I could get to the main station. Then I got to the main station. Sweet. Thinking, here we go. It's time to go. We can pick up some speed. So I thought. Safety systems had something to say about that. And just to add insult to injury, we got to a couple of stations away, some good running, I'm just getting in the groove, and it says, scenario over, another driver will take over from here. But we're not going to let another driver take over from here today. We're going to try and drive the full route. Are you with me? I'm Simulated Irk, and Simulated Irk will start right now. Providence to Boston, here we come. So here we come, Boston to Providence. Alright, let's have a look and see where we are. I haven't been down this section of the map yet. The choppy audio has returned. So we can open the doors. Oops, didn't mean to do that. There are quite a few people getting off that train, which is cool. Now, our train is the one on the right, and we've got nothing set up so far, so we need to open the doors. At the very least, we need to turn our headlight to bright. Ditch light on, and I presume everything else is basically set for us to go. We do have the signal, Need to turn our safety systems on because we haven't done that. That hasn't been done for us. ATC. Alright, let's get back in the seat. We need to put our reverser in. Forward. We need to put that into passenger mode. Just waiting for our passengers to load. Alright, our reverser. Is here forward. And here we go. So in 48 k's is our next stop. Route 128, track 2. Now, Route 128 is where we finished last time, but in the opposite direction. So it's just after 7 AM. Clear track ahead of us. It's August. So I did watch another video from Megasim last night as I'm recording this. I'm recording in batches at the moment for episodes to be released weekly. And so I'm not the only one to notice that sometimes the on-screen HUD, the heads-up display of the bottom right, doesn't always match the speed indications or the they're not in sync with what the display is telling us on the right hand side of the screen right there. So now we can try and get up to some sort of speed. Now, I haven't been on this section of line yet. Now I should point out that due to my choice I have the HUD set to kilometres per hour, but the train set to miles per hour. That's the alerter or the vigilance device, that's fine. That little beep and that little yellow light that comes up, that's fine. Now this is just me, but if the route ahead is clear, which is what the display is telling me, if everything's clear ahead and you come up to a signal, a fully clear signal should not have, in my view, any red in it whatsoever. It should just be green. Although having said that, I'm more used to a route-based system rather than a speed-based system in terms of the signalling. So in 1 kilometre's time we've got a speed reduction to 97 kilometres an hour, so I'm just round about that at the moment. So we can easily adjust that. There's some freight on the left hand side that we seemingly can't drive, but it is there. So I did say that, oh, we've got a speed reduction coming. Put a little bit of brake in. Just to slow it down just a tad. So in 2.5 kilometres we can go 200 kilometres an hour. Let's see if that's actually the case once we get there. I think that might have been for the track on the track curving off or something, because that's disappeared all of a sudden and then it comes up to 97 kilometres an hour, so we'll just stay here for the moment. Hopefully soon we can stretch the legs, because we really haven't gone above 100 kilometres an hour at this stage. Now, this section between Providence and Boston is apparently the fastest the fastest section for an Amtrak train in America. So we've got the 201 kilometres an hour coming up again shortly. That's the alerter again, because I hadn't done anything for a while. Other places may know it as vigilance control. So we're coming up to our high speed section. Now the train says I can do 125 miles an hour under ATC, but now it's changed. So now we could stretch our legs. So what I think is happening is that the train registers, the train works on the basis when you're increasing speed that as soon as you get to the signal or the balise, you can start speeding up. Whereas the Dovetail UI says that if you're, oh no, I've got it around the wrong way. No, I'm thinking of when you have to slow down. Oh no, I was right. So you have to wait for the whole train to enter the zone before you can speed up. 145 kilometres an hour as we pass the station. Didn't feel like that. Almost doing 160 kilometres an hour, so it doesn't feel like it. Now that looks like it. So we've got a speed reduction coming up soon, so we'll so we've had a penalty over speed. Again, because of the different triggering points. So our traction's been locked down until we come to a stand. See on this main screen that our traction's been blocked and our suppression's been activated, so we'll have to come to a stand, and that's gone off, so we can take our brake off now, and now we have to build ourselves up again. Now there's no sort of warning that that's going to happen. You know, had a clear track ahead of us. We've got our nuclear reactor starting up, so it seems. The on-screen display doesn't give us any sort of... the train display on the train doesn't tell us, doesn't give us any warning to slow down. So I'm trying to go off the dovetail HUD, and because they're not in sequence. So we can go 125 miles an hour again, but we've got to build up to that speed. So at 35 miles to go. Before our stop at Route 128. Because there's so many trees around it, you've got the stanchions and everything, it's sort of like you've got tunnel vision. You know, doing 145 kilometres an hour doesn't feel like it. Like, I don't necessarily have anything, or there's a bit of a reference. It does look a bit faster that out the side window, but out the front window I've got no real way of comparison at the moment. So I've just gone over the 100 mile an hour point, 160 kilometres an hour. And there's a station to look at, so you've got some sort of reference point now of your speed. Now we've got another train to pass. We're certainly going faster than that. So we are approaching the speed limit, or one of the speed limits shown on the display. So I'm just going to coast now. I don't know if on that display I don't know if you could set it up so you could have some sort of idea of your braking curve or your powering curve that you need for the speed limit changes. But about 180 seems to be right at the moment. That's the alerter, that's fine. So I was hoping on this episode to be doing local trains. That'll happen next episode. Once we finish this scenario, that'll happen next episode. It's very dark for 7:15 in the morning on a summer's day. Lots of shade by the trees, I presume. Still got 25 kilometres to go before our stop. Might just give it a little bit of power now. Back to idle. So we've got a slight speed increase of 3.6 kilometres, although I don't necessarily trust that distance. As long as the signals stay that way, I'll be happy with that. So we should be almost at our point where we get a speed limit increase. Or was that actually a decrease? Now that's a great signal that I like to see. No red in it whatsoever. brings power. He's the one you want to touch. It's 110 miles an hour. It's a little bit bumpy, just by the way the dashboard seems to be going up and down in front of me. Seems to be a good amount of bi-directional or two-way signalling, which is nice. That's just the alerter again. Another station. I dare say we'll be stopping there on the next episode. So 8 kilometres to go before our station stop. We're still at 185 kilometres an hour. So we're going to come to a point soon where it's just not going to be worth powering anymore. And we're not actually powering at the moment, we're just coasting. So there'd probably be no real reason to power now until the next stop. Until we complete the next stop. But we're going to have to plan when are we going to start reducing our speed from 186 kilometres an hour. The signals are in our favour, so it doesn't seem like we have to have that as a consideration at the moment. See you later. So 5 kilometres to go might be a good time just to start to reduce the speed a little bit. Just got minimum brake on at the moment. And we might just give it a little bit more brake. That's about a quarter. We've got suppression on for. Oh, maybe because we're braking. So we're coming down nice. We've still got 3 kilometres to go. We certainly want to be under the 100 kilometre an hour mark with 2 kilometres to go, I would say. Now in reality, of course, you'd know when to actually start that brake reduction and that speed reduction. I've actually gone in the wrong direction. So we're coming in nicely at the moment. With about a kilometre to go, we'd probably want to start reducing our speed again. Kilometre to go now. We've got some freight wagons on our left hand side coming up. Now one thing I've noticed so far is sometimes the stations, the platforms aren't necessarily in line with each other. So we'll put a bit more brake in now. I've got the platforms in sight. We'll just ease off our brake for the moment. So we're coming in nicely. And just a minimum application here. A little bit more. And that's pretty good. Got quite a few people coming on and off, which hasn't been a feature of previous editions of Train Sim World. Quite a number of people leaving the train here and getting on. Even if some of them are getting in their own way. It certainly does give it more of that rush hour feel. Let's get in the cab. Almost time to go. Quite a few people still coming on, and of course all of them wouldn't necessarily be wanting this train. Alright, time to lock the doors. Doors are now showing as closed. We can turn our wipers off. And it is time to release our brakes. And now it's just a case of getting back up to speed. Boston Back Bay in 16 kilometres is our next stop. So now we're at max power, so that's just the train now coming up to speed. Alright, all good. So we can do 120 miles an hour at the moment. We're doing just on 100 or just about 100 miles an hour. Alright, all good. We're coming up to the speed limit, so we'll just idle now. Hasn't been a bad little run actually. A change in the speed limit. 115 miles an hour now 120. Now once we start getting a bit closer to Boston, I can expect that the speeds will reduce based on what I've already done in the last couple of episodes, and also just basic experience where you get closer to your main terminal point and there's more congestion because there's more trains. So 5 kilometres to go, so I'm not necessarily pushing for high speed anymore. Hang on, when did that happen? It just dropped all of a sudden to like 30 miles an hour. How did that happen? No need for the automatic brake to do anything really, because the system is bringing us down. Do have some changes in the signalling coming up, so that could account, but it doesn't give you any prior warning to say, hey dude, you might want to adjust your braking curve, or you might actually want to start braking. So I'm just letting it coast in, because it is bringing me to a stand, and I can't power. So it's almost like as if I'm slowing for the station stop anyway. Now, in this situation, will I have to go all the way to 0 or just back to 30 miles an hour? Let's have a look. As we're approaching that. I still don't have traction yet, because the red tile on the middle of the screen tells me that. I'm surprising it's not more aggressive in getting me to slow down or to stop actually. Because I don't want to lose, if I can, I don't want to lose the momentum that I've already got with 2 kilometres to go. I don't want to come to a complete stand. Okay, now I've gone back to idle. I can power. 2 kilometres to go. So in that situation, I didn't have to come all the way back to 0. I just had to get myself back to the speed limit, which I didn't know was going to change. And I've gone too hard again. So we've got an overspeed penalty this time, so we are getting brought down to 0. And now we've stopped, we can go again, which I was hoping to avoid. So we're just going to crawl in. Haven't got much option. So really we should be able to hold this speed now and just brake when we get to the platform, because we're only doing 45 kilometres an hour. Station should be coming inside shortly. There should be some light at the end of the tunnel. There it is. See you later. Okay, there's the station. Applying some brake. A bit more brake. See if we can see our passengers. Oh, now they've got the signal to get off. There's a few getting off. So good to see Amtrak back in game. Bit of bell. Okay, almost time to go. Oh. Okay, our doors are locked. Been a horn. Brakes are coming off. Go via East Limits Cove interlocking. I'll pretend I know where that is. Oh, and red lights shouldn't be flashing either, I reckon, but... So, got a restricted signal coming up and a red signal in 900 meters. So now we're coming up to the other trains that we were talking about. Now, I wonder if the signal ahead of us will clear before we get there, and if the indicator on the train will change before we get there. So a little bit of power just to keep us moving. Got 500 meters to go before the red signal. signal should be coming into sight shortly. So I'm just trying to hang back from it, hoping that it will change before we actually come to a complete stop. Stop at Boston South, track 6. Well, according to my on-screen display, the signal's changed. According to the train, it hasn't. Okay, there's a signal up there. Which is telling me that I got a proceed indication. And that's about it. Would be easy to miss that. I don't know if we've got any more signals between here and the platform, which is just coming into view now. We'll be about 10 late by the time I get in there. Can't believe that little yellow signal can let us go in all this way and not give us any indication of where we're going. No route indicator to say, hey, we're going here. You know, you're going on to platform 6. So just a very nice slow approach. And then what we'll do after this, we'll go for a walk around the station. Just a little bit of brake. Just coming in nicely. And a little bit of brake to finish off. And now we'll open the doors. We'll see our passengers getting off. Here they come. And we'll be able to see as the passengers come past us that there's a bigger variety in... Okay, that will do. Alrighty, gold medal performance, 69.9 kilometres driven. Nice. 52 minutes. And overall, we did pretty well. So what we're going to do to finish off the episode, seeing as though we are here in Boston, we are going to go to free roam. No, that's not what I was hoping for, but this will give you the idea. There's certainly a good variety of... If we go back in the cab for a minute. Here we go. We will go for... Sorry. We will go for a walk around the station. So there's lots of funky outfits on display. There's been changes to how the pedestrians walk. See how far we can go out. Probably just as far as here, I'd say. So it's 7:52 now. 7:59. Now, I've never been to Boston, so I can't say that this is what it actually looks like. So we arrived on track 6. So where's our train? Is our train still here? Our train is still here. So I might go and turn the headlights off. And that's all I'll be doing. Service is scheduled to start at 8:14, so it says wait for service. But that's probably not what I need to do. So I've probably done that all I need to do here. Oh, hang on, marker lights maybe. Oh, I should probably close the doors. Although, in reality, once I've got off the train, that's probably not my job anymore. So where is it going? 8:22 terminates here now. That one's going at 8:03. See if there's an engine at the other end. we'll probably have to reverse it back to the depot, and I'm not doing that. I don't know if I have to wait for the doors to open or if I can... Oh, I can open it myself. Might just shut. Hey, my dude. So this service is due to depart in about 3 minutes. We'll see if it actually does. And then this will give us a nice little preview. We'll just go for a little bit of a ride. This will give us a nice preview for what we're supposed to do, or what we're going to do on the next episode. So we've got about a minute to go before we're due to depart on this train as a passenger. I don't know how long before the train's due out that they actually open the doors. Oh, the doors must be open because this guy's just moved. Oh, well, there he is. He just walked on. Got a couple of people sitting with us. More people boarding. Oh yeah, there's a few heads on board now. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, 803. Sounds like the door's just closed. And we're off. Even though we're sitting so close to the loco, we can't really hear anything. So we've got a few people on board. I should be hearing more than this from the loco, considering how close we are to it, even though we are travelling at slow speed. Haven't seen any other trains come towards us at the moment, or in the opposite direction, coming to where we just came from. Anywho, I've been Simulator Dirk, you've been wonderful. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye for now. Next time, we will be going somewhere a little bit different, somewhere a little bit slower, and somewhere a little bit more all stations. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye for now.